Come to the front of your mat and find mountain pose or tadasana. So plant your feet, roll your shoulders back, ground down through your feet, stretch up long through your spine, lift up through the crown of your head, and on an inhale, sweep your arms out and up, reach up, Urdhva Hastasana. Stretch up through your fingertips, ground down through your feet. Take a couple of deep breaths here. And on your next exhale, hinge from your hips, fold forward, come into Uttanasana, forward fold. You can shake your head yes and no a couple of times, just to make sure your neck is relaxing. Your knees can be soft here. When you're ready, plant your hands, walk your feet back into downward dog, lift your hips up and back. Press your hands into the floor. You can pedal your feet here. Find a little movement. Maybe lift up on your toes a few times. Then bring your knees down to the ground. And come into tabletop where your hands are under your shoulders and your knees are pretty well under your hips. From here, drop your stomach towards the floor, lift your chin, lift your tailbone for cow pose. And then arch through your back, tuck your tail, tuck your chin, cat pose. Then alternate a few times between cat and cow, Vrajariasana, Vitalasana. You can move at your own pace. And then come back to center. From here, lift your left arm up, stretch that hand up towards the ceiling, maybe look up, and then thread that arm underneath your right arm. Bring it all the way down to the ground. I'll turn around so you can see what I'm doing. Bring it all the way down to the ground, stretch it out long. Press the back of your hand into the ground, rest your head on the floor, and from here, you can either keep your right hand where it is, or you might stretch it out long in front of you. Notice if you can feel a stretch anywhere, maybe through your upper back. And then bring your right hand back if you've moved it from its original spot. Press up. Lift your left arm back up. And bring it back down. We'll try that on the other side. So from here, lift your right arm up, stretch that hand up towards the sky. Then thread it underneath your left arm. Come all the way down onto your shoulder. And if this doesn't work for your neck, you can place a cushion or something underneath your shoulder. Sometimes that makes it more comfortable for people. And again, from here, you can either leave your left hand where it is, or stretch it out long in front of you. Bring your left hand back if it's not already there. Press yourself up, stretch your right arm up, and then come back to tabletop. So we'll try that again, and this time I'm going to offer a couple of options, and you can choose for yourself. Stretch your left arm up. This time, when you thread it under, come down onto your hand the same way, and if you'd like to stretch your right arm out in front of you, you can do that. You could also, if you would like to try, stretching your right leg out behind you, you could straighten that leg out, lift that knee up, and rest your toes on the ground. And if you're choosing this option, another option you might consider trying would be to lift that right leg up to any degree. And that might require some balance. Make sure you check in and really ground through all the places where you're touching the ground. And if your leg is up, you can bring it back down and then bring your knee back down. If your hand is forward, you can place it back under your shoulder. Press yourself back up, lift your left arm up, stretch your hand up towards the ceiling, open through your chest, and then drop that hand back down. And then we'll try it on the second side again. Lift your right arm up, stretch your hand up. When you're ready, thread that arm underneath your left arm, come down onto your shoulder, stretch your right arm out straight, press the back of your hand down into the mat, into the ground. Maybe stretch your left arm forward, placing that hand on the ground. And if you'd like to try lifting your left knee up, keeping those toes on the ground, you could try that. And if you're trying that, you might also consider, excuse me, lifting that left leg up any degree off the ground. And as you're here on the floor, you might notice all the blood draining into your face. Make sure you continue breathing with as much ease as you can. Notice whatever other sensations are there too. When you're ready, you can bring that leg down if it's up. Bring the knee down if it's up. Place your left hand down under your shoulder if it's not already there. And then lift yourself up. Stretch your right hand up. Open through your chest. Then bring that hand back down. Walk your hands back. Come up into a tall kneeling position. Curl your toes under. Really strengthen through your legs. Bring your hands to your hips, your thumbs to your low back. And then really strengthen through your low body and see if you can keep your hips forward. So maybe tuck your tail a little, engage through your glutes, lift up through your chest, roll your shoulders back, maybe come into a little back bend here. Maybe you tilt your chin up, maybe you walk your eyes back along the ceiling. And then come all the way up. Bring your hands back down to the ground. Walk them forward. And if your toes aren't still curled under, curl them under. Lift your hips up and back into downward dog. Walk your feet forward into another forward fold. As you're ready, sweep your arms up. Come up with a flat back, reach your arms up, press your palms together, bring them down to heart center, and then release your palms. Take a moment to just notice how you're feeling. And then if you have a couple of minutes, maybe take a moment to just rest for just a couple of minutes before getting back into the rest of your day.